How's it going, guys? It's Marcus. Holy Christ, this Star promo, I'm about to lose my mind. I feel like I say this every time, but I really am about to lose my mind, for real this time. This might be the hypest one of all of them, ladies and gentlemen. Seriously. I haven't seen a Disney show get this real since Gravity Falls. This shit might be even more intense than Gravity Falls, honestly. I'm just not gonna waste any time. Let's just get started. Oh, I can't wait to talk about this. So the promo starts off with Star and Queen Moon going into some kind of room in the castle that Queen Moon says Queens of Immunity have been going to for generations. And there's like a bunch of statues of Glossaryck and a giant like tower with a staircase inside the middle of a river. And Star has Omnitraxus, Peekapoo, and Romulus with her as if they're like balloons. I guess if they get the magic sucked out of them, they become almost as lit as balloons because Star is literally holding them by strings right now. It's pretty funny. And while this is happening, there's a narration going on saying that the Queens of Immunity throughout the generations have lived by their own rules. Then it cuts to Star falling inside of a pit of mud, and then there's a frog that says Ribbit. I don't know if this is one of, like, Buff Frog's kids, because the swamp that Star is inside Buff Frog's house. I'm not sure why they're going to Buff Frog, though. Maybe Queen Moon wants to try to get more intel on the whole Ludo and Toffee situation, since Buff Frog worked with both of them closely, and now that he's a good guy, she can maybe get some more useful information about both of those two from him. I don't know. I'm not sure why else they would go to him. I mean, well, I guess maybe they want his help in like the general battle, but I don't know why him specifically. I feel like it's more related to information about Toffee and Ludo and the time he spent with both of them. Then we see Star inside some kind of cart with a bunch of weapons inside of it, some kind of like moving cart, and it might be either Buff Frog's or her mom's, I'm not totally sure, and she's wearing Marco's hoodie, and she used the all-seeing eye to spy on Marco, and she sees how depressed Marco is. So, I'm assuming this is happening before Marco comes to Immunity, because Marco does come to Immunity during the movie, that's a given. That's shown later in the promo, but obviously this is taking place before then, because Star used the all-seeing eye to see Marco still at his house on Earth, really depressed that Star left. Then it cuts to Star saying to her mom, "I didn't blow up my whole life just so you could give up." So I'm assuming that this whole room that they're in is like a safe space for the queens in case this type of stuff happens, maybe. If, Star is saying that and Queen Moon is, like, saying it's too dangerous to be going out there. You know what I mean? I feel like she just wants she and Star just to stay in this area to be safe for now, just because Toffee is just way too dangerous at the moment. But, you know, obviously they're not going to stay. You know, obviously there's going to be some type of altercation. There's guaranteed. I still don't think that the entire full-scale battle is going to happen in this movie. I still think Toffee is going to be lingering for the rest of Season 3 at least, but there is going to be some type of altercation between these characters for sure during the movie. Then it cuts to Moon and Star outside in like the forest, and Moon is caught in some kind of vine trap, like she's completely wrapped around in these vines like they're snakes, and Star's trying to pull her out. I'm not sure how she got in there, but silly Moon, silly Moon. Then it cuts to Mina Loveberry saying we need to go to war. And then right after that, it cuts to Marco, River, and a bunch of Muty citizens about to charge out of the Muty castle. So there's Marco with a loincloth. He actually did end up putting on a loincloth, so I'm assuming this takes place like right after he and River were chatting, and River was like, "Fetch us our loincloths." I thought Marco was going to take his pants off, but I guess he's just wearing the loincloth over the jeans. It's still funny though. He's got it. I can't believe he actually put one on. And they're charging towards Ludo, the spider, and the eagle, and Ludo's waving at him, so this takes place this is taking place like right when Ludo sends his army right at them. So this is gonna be like the first battle of Muty, I guess, or the first battle of Muty. Okay, when I first watched the promo, when I first saw Mina Loveberry, I'm not gonna lie, I paused the video because I was like, how the fuck is Mina back to normal? You know, like how is that possible? But then it cuts to the scene with Peekapoo and Romulus, and Peekapoo's like, we need to sign a peace treaty, and Romulus was saying, yelling feels really good right now. And you know it's a flashback because not only is Mina, you know, acting normal and sane right here, sane right here, not insane, but Romulus has both nipples. If you remember, he gave one of his crystal nipples to Star and had a band-aid over it, and he has both nipples in this scene, so therefore it's pretty much guaranteed flashback. I'm starting to think that we might learn more about Mina, though. You know, maybe she went crazy bonkers because of this war, you know? Who knows? I guess we'll see. And then we see Ludo saying, hip hip hooray, he's wearing a crown, he's still got the Toffee hand, and there he is. He is trying to take over Immunity Castle. It seems like he's actually trying to fully take over. So right here we have Ludo saying to King River, say goodbye to your freedom. And you can see that Ludo still has Toffee's wand hand attached to him. So that could confirm that Ludo and Toffee are working together again, and Toffee was able to manipulate Ludo into helping achieve his goal. or when Ludo initially went back to his normal self at the start of the movie, he just assumed that the wand went over his own flesh and he just lost a finger in the process. But he realizes the wand is more powerful now and still doesn't know that Toffee is alive inside of him. Then River tells him he'll never be king, and River doesn't have a shirt on, and his arms are in the air, which is leading me to believe that his hands were tied over his head by Ludo or Toffee. And I guess they stripped him naked as well, damn near. It quickly cuts to Moon saying, stop. Then she says, he'll find us. And it cuts to Moon holding on to Ludo while Toffee is in control. This scene looks so creepy, by the way, because his green eyes are like mirrors now. You can see the reflection of Moon and Star through his eyes, you know? And it looks like they're standing in a pit where an explosion took place. And maybe it was the giant explosion that we saw in the first promo. That's what I'm thinking it is, but I guess we'll see. Next, it cuts to Star saying, I defeated him once, I can do it again. And her wand is glowing green like we saw in the first promo. Still not sure what causes this, but it seems like anytime her half of the crystal glows green, the other half in Toffee's hand does as well. How this green glowing is activated, though, is still a little bit of a gray area. Now, this is where the promo goes from 0 to 100 real quick. Like, you know, we're getting a little bit of build-up, you know, okay, but then Moon reveals that Toffee killed her mom. She revealed that Toffee killed her mom. Toffee killed her mom, aka Star's grandmother, and the previous queen of Muni, before Moon. He murdered that. He's a murderer. He actually killed somebody. They're actually talking about killing people in this fucking show now. Like, oh my goodness, man. After that, they gotta make a TV PG. It's actually insane. I didn't see it coming one bit. Toffee is actually wild. We're actually getting to the point of the show where we're learning that a member of Star's family was murdered by this crocodile man. Toffee is the physical embodiment of evil, I swear. Then it cuts to Marco with Rubariat and 2 other Munian citizens, and he says, now we fight, in the most badass tone I've ever heard him use. Oh my god, Marco is ready to throw hands. And this scene makes me so happy because this basically guarantees Patrick Stump will be coming back to voice Rubariat for this movie. When I saw him appear in the Muni Castle on one of the most recent promos, I thought it was going to be one of those scenarios where even though the character was physically shown in the scene, he wouldn't have any voice lines because sometimes guest stars don't have the time to make multiple appearances with their voice. But seeing him with Marco right there, I think there's a very high possibility, if not guaranteed, that he will be back. Right here we see a scene from one of the previous promos of Star fighting the rat army that Ludo owns, so not much new right here. Then Ludo tries to use Levitato on the spellbook, and the spellbook ends up reflecting the blast back into his face, and that blast blows him the fuck away. Oh my lord. He got blown back so far, it looked like he just vanished from thin air. That blast was ginormous, and it looked like it went super far out as well. And I'm assuming this scene takes place at a point in the movie where Ludo is just trying to get the hang of the Toffee wand hand powers, and he's trying to practice, by using Levitato on the spellbook. Here we have Marco doing the old mud-on-the-face routine like he's about to go into a full-scale battle. By the way, speaking of this whole scene with Marco, Rubariat, and those 2 other guys, I want to see Rubariat fight so badly. I can just see him beating a monster over the head with his guitar. That'd just be so godlike to watch. Just like, dong, dong, with a fucking big-ass guitar. Oh my goodness. So right here we have Mina Loveberry beating some kind of giant bat-like monster with her pigtails. And this guy seems like he's inside of Muni Castle and has handcuffs on. And I'm assuming he's part of Toffee's army, and he got captured and is being interrogated by the Muni side of the war. And he's, Mina's trying to just get information out of him, maybe like what their battle plans are, who's their true leader, maybe they don't know it's Toffee yet, stuff like that. Again, we see a scene from the first original teaser of Queen Moon's wand being engulfed by some kind of black substance, presumably related to Eclipse's dark magic. Right here is probably my personal favorite scene, because not only does this fully confirm we're getting a flashback of Toffee versus Moon, but just look at Toffee. Oh my god, I missed seeing him so much. We haven't actually seen him in the show since, like, well, he made that, like, mini promo, or mini appearance in, it wasn't Into the Wand. It was the episode where Glossric was gonna show Star the chapter of Eclipse, and he never did. Or she ended up opening it anyway, but like didn't really get affected by it, and they, you know, we met that magical high commission, that kind of stuff. I can't remember what that episode was called specifically, but we saw him on that little crystal ball, but we haven't like seen him move or walk and talk or anything in his actual crocodile body since like season 1, and we're finally gonna see that. I'm so happy. I missed him so much. And after learning about what Toffee did to Moon's mom, we know those skulls aren't just for show anymore. This man is a stone-cold killer. He's so cold that they didn't even give him pupils in the scene. His eyes are just completely white, just like how when he possesses Ludo, but they're green instead. He doesn't even have pupils. His hair looks kind of longer too. That's interesting. It's like looks like it curls out to the side past his shoulders now. Where when he was shown in season 1, it was like halfway down his neck, a little bit over halfway down his neck. Right here it cuts to Queen Moon and Star in some kind of dark green substance, and it looks like they're inside the castle as well. Not sure what this could be. It could either be like a comedic relief scene where River or someone in the area just flooded the room, since Moon doesn't really look too concerned for her or Star's safety here, so maybe the green substance isn't as threatening as it might look in the promo. But it could also be a spell related to the wand glowing green, or Toffee or Ludo attacking them. Next, we see young Queen Moon about to open the section made by Eclipsa in the spellbook. The promo cuts to presumably Moon shaking who I think is definitely Eclipsa's hands, because the final scene in the promo is where everybody and their mother is hyped for. We see Eclipsa inside, I assume to be the crystal Romulus has her in, because it looks like she has like some kind of glass in front of her face, so I'm assuming it's the crystal. We see her spade cheeks glow as well, and while this is happening, Moon is narrating, and she says, Eclipsa is alive, and I made a deal with her. Holy shit. So that means when Moon was gonna open the, like, darkest chapter, that was probably right before she was about to make this deal with Eclipsa, and I was right. I was right. When Moon is, that dark figure who has, like, the purple hands, that was Eclipsa. Moon is shaking Eclipsa's hand, and that's them sealing the deal that they made. I called it, man. I fucking called it. I'm so happy she's alive. I knew it was pretty much indirectly confirmed because we saw her in the crystal, like in the season 3 opening, and back when Star first met Romulus, when he was like revealing all the villains that he had imprisoned in the crystals. But oh my god, it's confirmed. It's actually confirmed. We're gonna see her. I can't wait to hear what she sounds like. Please don't make her voice actor suck ass, please. I know they probably won't. I got faith in the Star vs. the Forces of Evil staff, but oh, please. Oh, God, I can't wait, man. I can't wait. But the question is, what deal did Queen Moon make with Eclipsa specifically? I'm leaning towards it having something to do with the power to take Toffee's finger. You know, when we see Queen Moon's wand get, like, engulfed with that black dark magic, I'm assuming that black magic is used to power up her wand so she can take out Toffee's finger. So he won't be able to regenerate it anymore. I feel like Eclipsa's magic is the only type of magic that is able to rival Toffee's regeneration, and that's why Queen Moon had to make the deal with Eclipsa so she could somehow damage Toffee at the time. But at the same time, with this deal, since Queen Moon was able to get these powers from Eclipsa to damage Toffee, I feel like knowing Eclipsa, since she's like the Queen of Darkness, I feel like she'd want something from Moon in return for the power that she gave Moon. But what? What are the specifics of this deal they made? I cannot wait to find out, though. This promo was absolutely insane. I cannot wait. Only, what, 17 more days? Something like that, 17, 16 more days, so like basically 2 weeks. I'm calling off work for it. I don't care. I'm calling off work. Even though I have a job, it's airing on a Saturday, or work Saturdays, I'm calling off. No. I'm watching this fucking movie when it airs. I don't give a fuck. I need to see this shit when it comes out, man. This is gonna be so hype. Oh, God. But thank you guys so much for watching, though. Please be sure to leave a like down below if you enjoyed. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe. And I will see you guys next time. Peace out. Take care. Bye-bye.